Welcome to the official NXT review and results video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and turn on those bells for all notifications. So I got home early this afternoon and I told myself, you know what? I have a lot of time. It's only 4:30. NXT's not till 8 p.m. Let me watch TakeOver. Again, TakeOver Toronto from this past Saturday. So I saw the entire show from the beginning to the end. And I watched Cole and Gargano not once, but twice. I watched Cole and Gargano 2 out of 3 falls from TakeOver Toronto not once, but twice. And I literally had to let everything soak in, let all the emotions come in, what is sensed to come next. I think I know what's to come next. Now this is how I'm thinking here. This is how I'm thinking. We was originally supposed to get Matt Riddle versus Adam Cole for the NXT Championship at TakeOver Toronto. Now, are you gonna leave Johnny Gargano out of TakeOver? No. So my guess is the original plan was supposed to be a triple threat between Cole, Riddle, and Gargano for the NXT Championship, because Triple H is not going to leave out Johnny TakeOver out of one of the biggest takeovers of the entire year. So I'm going to sit here and think it was supposed to be a triple threat match. Now, instead we got a 2 out of 3 falls match between Gargano and Cole Part 3, which I'm not going to complain about whatsoever. Due to Matt Riddle's fuck-ups on social media, that kind of got his push to a halt. You gotta have Triple H to teach Matt Riddle a lesson, which is why he's in a feud with Killian Dane. So we get this 2 out of 3 falls. Adam Cole's fall was first. Gargano's fall was second. Then we got this cage match as the third fall. So Cole wins the NXT Championship. Cole retains the NXT Championship. Now, how do you simply book Adam Cole for the next TakeOver? You can't book Cole versus Gargano again. We already got this 3 times. We've already got this 3 times. TakeOver New York, TakeOver 25, and TakeOver Toronto. If you was to give us another Cole Gargano match at TakeOver War Games, it's an overkill. The cage match was the end to this rivalry between Gargano and Cole. It was the end of it. It was the end of it. After watching Gargano and Cole fall off that cage 20 feet from the top of the cage to the table, what's next for Gargano? What's next for Johnny TakeOver? People are saying, oh, he's going to the main roster. If he would have went to the main roster, he would have gotten called up either on Raw Monday night. He would have showed up for either Raw Monday night or SmackDown on Tuesday. Where's Gargano? According to what happened, because normally after a TakeOver the same week, you get called up to Raw or SmackDown. We didn't see Gargano at all for Raw and SmackDown this past Monday and Tuesday. So I'm guessing here that Gargano is still in NXT. He's still there. Although Gargano did get a standing ovation after TakeOver, which was off the air, which I did see. What is next for Gargano? I'm going to say this right now, and I may be out of the blue with this. He's waiting for Ciampa. Now, I said this back on NXT TakeOver Tournament review. Video will be in the annotation above that you see in the upper hand corner of your screen. Adam Cole is going to be the NXT champion going in the War Games. Survivor Series weekend in Chicago. There's only one person, and one person only, that's going to take the NXT Championship from Adam Cole. It's not Matt Riddle, folks. If you guys are thinking Matt Riddle, you're wrong. It's not Matt Riddle. Hell, I wouldn't even book that matchup between Cole and Riddle. I wouldn't even book that match. I wouldn't. Not so yet, of course, at least. Not yet. Not yet. The only person that's going to take the NXT Championship from Adam Cole is Tommaso Ciampa. Triple H has to tell this story. Ciampa's getting cleared up. It's only a matter of time before Ciampa gets cleared up to come back to the ring and come back to NXT. Because he even said himself, and I read this on the podcast just a few weeks ago, Ciampa, when he gets cleared, he's not going to the main roster. He's not going to Raw. He's not going to SmackDown. When he comes back, when he gets cleared up, and he gets the okay from the doctor, he's going right back to NXT. And if anybody tells him otherwise, he's going to say no. Ciampa has some unfinished business in NXT. I can see it right now. TakeOver War Games. Cole versus Ciampa for the NXT Championship. You build this up between now and November, it's going to be a solid 5-star classic. You see the work ethic of Adam Cole. You see the work ethic in Ciampa. That's going to be one of the greatest NXT Championship matches of all time at TakeOver War Games in Chicago Survivor Series weekend. And then from there, oh, but then again, Chris, what about Matt Riddle? What about Matt Riddle's chance at the NXT Championship? To be honest with you, you don't need the NXT Championship to go to the main roster. You don't need it. You don't need it. Ricochet never won the NXT Championship. He won the North American Championship, but he never won the NXT Championship. He's in the main roster. Look at Lars Sullivan. He never won a championship. Main roster. Main roster. Who else can I think of in NXT? Who else can I think of that has never won a championship, but then again went to NXT? The history's there. In fact, even though Matt Riddle's great, Matt Riddle is fantastic. I love Matt Riddle. Don't get me wrong. I love Matt Riddle. You don't need the NXT Championship to go to the main roster. You don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need it at all. You really don't. TakeOver War Games. I am booking Cole versus Ciampa for the NXT Championship. I will book, and to be really honest with you, I'm booking Ciampa to win back the NXT title in Chicago, out of all places, out of all cities, Chicago. You think for 1 second that Ciampa is going to come back to NXT as a heel? No. No. Look at the WWE PC YouTube channel where they documentary of Ciampa's neck surgery and how they told his wife and his kid and everything else, how he was crying, how he went to take over New York to be there for Johnny because he wanted to be there. He had to be there. Did you see Ciampa's eyes when he had to give Triple H the NXT Championship because he couldn't defend it because of his neck? Ciampa is going to come back as a babyface. As a babyface that everybody is going to be behind. Cole is going to be the obvious heel in this. Cole is going to be the obvious heel that he is. And I love Adam Cole. And I love Tommaso Ciampa. I think with Cole and Ciampa at TakeOver War Games in November, I think it's going to be a 5-star classic. And guess what, folks? I'm booking Ciampa to win back the NXT Championship. And then from there, remember what happened back in 2017 when DIY faced AOP for the NXT Tag Team Championships? When Ciampa stabbed Gargano in the back? If anything, I'm going to relive that. This time, Gargano stabs Ciampa in the back. Ciampa will be a full-fledged babyface when that happens. When that happens. And if I'm anything, and if I'm a guy here that's booking NXT TakeOver, Tampa, well, if anything, you can book Ciampa versus Riddle at TakeOver Houston. You can do that for Royal Rumble weekend in January of 2020. You can book Ciampa versus Riddle, with Riddle turning heel. I would love to see Matt Riddle as a heel. I think he has the ring presence, the ring awareness to be a heel. The attitude to be a heel. I can see Matt Riddle completely be a heel. I can. Just give me Cole versus Ciampa, TakeOver War Games. Ciampa versus Riddle, TakeOver Houston. And then, here's the kicker. Here's the icing on this Tommaso Ciampa comeback cake. Ciampa, Gargano, TakeOver Tampa, WrestleMania weekend, Hell in a Cell. You want to make TakeOver Tampa the biggest takeover you've ever done. You book Ciampa and Gargano, Hell in a Cell, for the NXT Championship. That's where my mind is at. Between now and TakeOver Tampa. Ciampa is the only person that's going to take the NXT Championship from Adam Cole. I don't see Matt Riddle doing it. Ciampa has to come back and take the championship that he's never lost to begin with. And that championship is the NXT title. And then Triple H, if he wants to. Triple H, if he wants to. He can book Cole. No, he can book Ciampa, Gargano, TakeOver Tampa, WrestleMania weekend, Hell in a Cell. You give me that. There's no question. It'll be the greatest TakeOver main event of all time. Surpassing Gargano's championship win at TakeOver New York. It'll surpass it. Believe me, with that match itself, it'll surpass Gargano and TakeOver New York. Trust me, it will. In my honest opinion, it'll happen. I truly 100% believe that. That's what I got coming out of TakeOver Toronto. Cole beat Gargano not once, but twice. TakeOver 25 and TakeOver Toronto. Gargano's not getting called up at all until probably after WrestleMania weekend. He'll probably get called up. Undisputed Era, they'll probably get called up after WrestleMania weekend. Maybe. Yet, the NXT main event scene is weak. From what this fucking bum told me a couple of days ago. Oh, the NXT main event scene is weak. You do realize that they have a whole lot of stars in the PC. They have guys like Keith Lee, Dominik Dijakovic, Damian Priest that can go after, or Pete Dunne. I don't see Pete Dunne getting called up anytime soon. I can easily see Pete Dunne versus Adam Cole for the NXT Championship. I can see Pete Dunne versus Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT Championship. I can see Pete Dunne versus Matt Riddle for the NXT Championship. I can see Pete Dunne versus Damian Priest for the NXT Championship. Hell, I can see Dominik Dijakovic versus Keith Lee for the NXT Championship. Take my money, folks. Take my money on that. That's just how I'm seeing things right now between now and TakeOver Tampa. That's how I'm seeing things. How would you guys book the NXT Championship between now and TakeOver Tampa? Leave your comment down below. Leave your booking scenario down below in the comment section. I really want to see what you guys are even thinking about. But this episode of NXT, it was alright. It was okay for what it was. We did get the finals of the NXT Breakout Tournament between Jordan Grimes and I said Jordan Grimes. Jordan Myles and Cameron Grimes. The match was pretty good. We got a tag team match between the Forgotten Sons and BREZZANGO, which the match I didn't really care about. I want to see more of it though. I think the match was okay for what it was. I think the match was okay, but is that really going anywhere? No, it's not really going anywhere. And then also we got the NXT Breakout Tournament Finals, which was really good. A really good match, by the way, between Cameron Grimes and Jordan Myles. on NXT. Plus, we got a whole bunch of video packages here and there from TakeOver, backstage reactions from TakeOver. It's just a typical NXT show after TakeOver. There's no storyline continuation, and that's what you have to expect, especially after a TakeOver. But if you guys don't know who I am, I'm your boy Chris. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the channel on this Wednesday, August 14th, 2019. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the channel. If you guys enjoyed NXT tonight, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. What you guys thought of NXT tonight? And if you guys are new to the channel, be sure you show your support by hitting that subscribe button down below and turn on those bells, guys, for all notifications. Episode 48 of the Reality Podcast, live on the channel right now. NXT TakeOver Toronto review, live on the channel right now. SummerSlam review, live on the channel right now. Monday Night Raw review, live on the channel as well. And SmackDown Live review as well, live on the channel. This is the official home of the Reality Podcast, so make sure you are connected with me on social media. Twitter, Chris from Loring. Snapchat, Chris Most Hated. And like I said, if you guys want to join the content, be sure to show your support by hitting that subscribe button down below and turn on those bells for notifications. Monday, we do Raw review. Tuesday, SmackDown Live review. Wednesday, NXT review. Thursday, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel Road to Glory. And Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you guys get episodes of the Reality Podcast. So let's review NXT tonight, which was in, obviously, the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto before NXT TakeOver actually took place. We begin with a tag team match. Fandango and Tyler Breeze go up against Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake with Jackson Riker on ringside. This match was okay for what it was. I barely paid attention to the beginning. I kind of missed the beginning because I had something else to do, but I missed like the first 2-3 minutes of this match. But coming into this NXT show, I'm thinking to myself, they're competing in front of a TakeOver crowd that is almost filled up to capacity. And in my honest opinion, the match was good. I'm not going to say the match was great. I'm not going to say the match was boring. The match was good. The match was good for what it was. Fandango with a power slam to Cutler. Fandango with a tornado DT to Blake. Fandango goes up top, but Blake moves. And then Fandango returns to the mat. And Blake with a clothesline. Blake with a Frankensteiner, followed by a diving headbutt from Cutler, but Breeze breaks up the cover. Blake tags in, and Fandango with a back body drop, and he sends Blake and Cutler to the floor. Fandango with a plancha onto both men. Breeze catapults Blake into a forearm, and Fandango with a slingshot elbow drop for a 3 count. So we get Fandango and Tyler Breeze winning over the Forgotten Sons. Now, I love Fandango and Tyler Breeze, don't get me wrong, they're fantastic. They're fantastic. I think with them now in NXT is a whole lot better. Now we get more veterans showing up to NXT to build up these guys like the Forgotten Sons. I think at the end of the day, I think Breeze and Fandango are going to put over the Forgotten Sons. But then again, I don't like the Forgotten Sons. They're just completely terrible. Especially Jackson Riker. Listen, I love Steve Cutler and I love Wesley Blake. I just hate Jackson Riker. There's something about him that I don't like at all. Maybe it's his attitude. Maybe the way he is in the ring. I don't know. But it's something about him that I just don't like. Hopefully you guys tell me what you guys don't like about Jackson Riker. But nonetheless, Fandango and Tyler Breeze get a victory over the Forgotten Sons. We get the video package of the NXT North American Championship match between Velveteen Dream, Roderick Strong, and Pete Dunne. The match was fantastic in my honest opinion. The match was perfectly booked. We all knew Dunne was not going to win the NXT North American Championship. It was just a matter of who was going to pin Pete Dunne, either Roderick Strong or Velveteen Dream. Turns out the Velveteen Dream retained the NXT North American Championship, when many people thought that he was going to lose the title and get called up to the main roster. Obviously, that is not the case here. Pete Dunne was interviewed after the match and said he was asked if he thought he had won the match. Pete says he should be standing here with his new title reign. If it wasn't for Velveteen Dream, he would have the North American title. Dream did what he had to do to retain the championship. Dunne says he will do whatever it takes to get that title from Dream. Maybe and I can see this happen, and I can really see this happen. Either Dunn and Dream for the North American Championship, or we're just going to get Roderick Strong versus the Velveteen Dream for the North American Championship. I know we're not going to get this triple threat match again. I know we're not, because it's NXT. Why would they repeat shit? It's NXT. Oh, but they repeated Cole and Gargano 3 separate times. You do realize that they did it for a takeover, not on a random episode of NXT 3 different times. No. I can see Pete Dunne winning the North American Championship. I can. I certainly can. I certainly can. But let's see what happens with Pete Dunne. I love Pete Dunne. Don't get me wrong. I love the bitter end. I love his aggressiveness with his breaking fingers stuff. I love it. Fantastic. I love it. Jordan Myles is in the back preparing for his match against Cameron Grimes in the finals. We take a look back at the Breakout Tournament. The tournament has been a big success, a big W, in my opinion. We are back, and they take a look at the NXT Tag Team title match between the Street Profits and the Undisputed Era. Now, they did show footage of an apparent tag made by Bobby Fish. So, Kyle O'Reilly was pinned in this match back at TakeOver Toronto. But they forgot to mention at TakeOver Toronto that Bobby Fish made a tag to Kyle O'Reilly. Maybe they get another matchup. This is certainly a... Now we find out tonight that this was a certain fuck finish. Now, when do we get this match again? What, TakeOver War Games? Maybe. Now, my thing is about War Games. If you're going to have Cole defend the NXT Championship, and maybe you're going to have Strong go after the North American Championship, and Fish and O'Reilly go after again the NXT Tag Team Championships, or maybe if they become champions going into TakeOver War Games, who's going to be competing at War Games? Who's going to be competing at War Games? We've seen Undisputed Era the last 2 years compete at TakeOver, especially at War Games. Who's going to be new players going into War Games in November? Should be good. Should be good. We go to Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly after the match. Bobby wants to know where is William Regal. Bobby says they were the ones who were going to start this and fulfill the prophecy. Kyle wants to know where in the rule book does it say the wrong man can be pinned. Kyle and Bobby storm away. And yes, they did show footage of an apparent tag made by Bobby Fish. Maybe we get this match at a random edition of NXT TV. Maybe. Hopefully. Hopefully. We take a look at Io Shirai and her descent into darkness. Now, I love Io. I love this heel Io. I love it. Fantastic. This is fucking fantastic. Now, one thing I love. Now, hold on. I need to go back to the comment section back on my TakeOver review. I need to go back to it. If I can find that comment. Let me see if I can find that comment. I don't think I can find that comment. I don't think I can. No, I don't have it here. Let me see if I can find it. I think it was either that. I have a whole lot of comments. I'm not even going to go over that either. I'm not even going to go after that either. I have no idea, but I have to find it. Yeah, I have to find it, but when I find it, I'll read it on the podcast about Io when I find it. I have to certainly find it because I haven't found it yet. It was something about Io's ring attire and how she represented all of the Japanese wrestlers that came from NXT, went to the main roster. Some of them are in New Japan, and I believe AEW, if I'm not mistaken. I know James was the one that left a comment on that. I have to find it, brother. I have to find it, bro. But I know he was the one that commented. And to answer your question, I would love that if Io did that. I would love it, though. James, if you're watching, I would love for them to do that. I think it's a fantastic idea. I would love for her to do that. I really would. Io says there is no one worthy of standing next to her. She could be right. She could be right. Now we take a look back at the NXT Women's Championship match between Shayna Baszler and Mia Yim. And I said this on SummerSlam review, out of all the women's matches at SummerSlam's card, Becky versus Natty, Bayley versus Ember, and Charlotte versus Trish, Becky and Natty and Bayley and Ember made Shayna and Mia's match look a whole lot better. No cap. No cap. And many people agree with me on that point. Many people do. I don't know what's next for Shayna. If I was to book Shayna Baszler losing the NXT Women's Championship, it'll probably be against Candice LeRae. It'll probably be against Candice, and then maybe going in the WrestleMania weekend, we probably get Candice versus Io again. This time with meaning for the NXT Women's Championship. Now, the match that Io and Candice had at TakeOver, mind you, it didn't even have a championship on the line. No number one contenders match, no championship on the line. It was just a simple one-on-one grudge match. That's all it was. In a match, obviously, if you was to ask me, Chris, what was the best women's match of the entire weekend? I'm going to say Io versus Candice. The best women's match of the entire SummerSlam weekend was Io versus Candice. No cap. No cap. Now, if I'm booking Shayna to lose the title, it'll probably be against Candice LeRae. When? War Games. TakeOver War Games. That's how I'm doing it. That's how I'm booking it. Shayna was asked for comments after her match, but she walks away. Shayna is asked if anyone else has pushed her the way Mia did, and Shayna says, and still, before walking away. I love Shayna. Shayna is fucking amazing. And mind you, Shayna beat Mia one-on-one with no Jessamine Duke, no Marina Shafir. Shayna beat Mia simply one-on-one. You gotta give credit where credit is due, folks. You really do. Then we take a look back at the NXT Championship between Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole. I still get goosebumps on that fall on Saturday night. I still get goosebumps. When I see that type of fall, I look at Mankind and Taker Hell in a Cell. You gotta really compare that. You really do. You really gotta compare that. But the match was fantastic. I watched that matchup not once but twice today. I'm gonna say the exact same thing. The match was fucking fantastic. Fantastic. But was it better than TakeOver New York? No. Was this match at TakeOver Toronto was better than NXT TakeOver New York in their normal 2 out 3 falls match? No. It wasn't better. It came close by a certain cigar. It came not that close, but it came close. But you still got to go back to TakeOver New York with that moment of Johnny winning the title and then Ciampa coming out to congratulate Gargano. So I still got TakeOver New York over TakeOver Toronto and TakeOver 25 when it comes to Cole and Gargano. We see Cameron Grimes in the back as he gets ready for the finals of the Breakout Tournament. We are back and a look at Matt Riddle calling out Killian Dane and their brawl around the arena. Next week, we are getting Matt Riddle versus Killian Dane again. This time next week on NXT TV. Finally, guys, we get the main event here. Cameron Grimes versus Jordan Myles in the finals of the Breakout Tournament, and the winner gets a future NXT Championship match of their choosing. This match was good for what it was. The match was good. I mean, obviously, I would have loved for this match to be at TakeOver. If you want to really start off TakeOver that hot, you could have put the NXT Tag Team title match first, then the finals of the Breakout Tournament. No, I would have put the NXT Tag Team titles first, then Io versus Candice, then I would put the finals of the Breakout Tournament going third. And then we would probably get the triple threat match, then the NXT Women's Championship match, and then Gargano and Cole to main event. Obviously, that's what I would do. But Jordan Myles went here Miles is sent back. No, Grimes is sent back into the ring, and Miles goes up top and hits a crossbody for a near fall. Miles goes up top, but Grimes gets up, and Miles avoids Grimes. Grimes with a backslide, but Miles rolls through. Grimes with an orange crush for a near fall. Miles with a waist lock, and Grimes holds onto the ropes. Miles with a backbreaker and a German suplex for a near fall. Jordan goes for a suplex, but Grimes gets away and goes to the apron. The referee holds Miles back. Grimes kicks Miles in the face. Jordan with kicks also. Grimes with a flying Spanish fly slam for a near fall. That was a pretty move. Pretty move. Grimes with forearms. Grimes misses the double stomp when Miles rolls through. Miles with a round kick to the temple. Jordan slides through the turnbuckles to avoid being sent to them again. Miles with a kick and a brain buster. Then Miles goes up top, hits the 450, and picks up the 3 count. Jordan Myles wins over Cameron Grimes. After the match, William Regal comes out and he hands Jordan Myles his contract for an NXT Championship match of his choosing. This was a fantastic tournament. Listen, this tournament was a big W to me. I hope they do this again. Maybe this time for the women. Oh yeah, I forgot. The Mae Young Classic is coming up soon. We don't know when the Mae Young Classic is coming up, but if I find out about it, I'll let you guys know on the Reality Podcast. Maybe this weekend or maybe some point in the near future about the Mae Young Classic. But the NXT Breakout Tournament, I find it to be a big W. I hope they do this again next year. And next time, if they're going to do a tournament like this, especially for a Breakout Tournament 2, put this on a TakeOver crowd. Please, put this in front of a TakeOver crowd. Yeah, sure, the building looks full, but you got to put this in front of a TakeOver crowd. Have everybody have their eyes on this matchup. And like I said, if you was to put this match on TakeOver, you could put this match after Io and Candice. Then the show would have been a whole lot more better if you put this match at TakeOver. But I understand why they put this match on NXT tonight to give us a reason to watch NXT. Because normally on an NXT show after TakeOver, there's no storyline continuation. So I find this to be kind of a good idea to put this match on NXT tonight instead of putting it on TakeOver because it gives us a reason to watch. So there you guys go from there. And that, guys, is the reality of things. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed NXT review, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment down below. What you guys thought of NXT tonight? I thought it was a not bad show. But obviously, because of storyline continuation not happening, we'll probably get some storyline continuation going into next week. And also, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to show your support by hitting that subscribe button down below. Turn those buttons, guys, from notifications. Episode 48 of the Reality Podcast, live on the channel right now. NXT TakeOver Toronto review, live on the channel right now. SummerSlam review as well, live on the channel as we speak. Monday Night Raw review as well, and SmackDown live review as well. This is the official home of the Reality Podcast, so make sure you are connecting with me on social media. Twitter, Chris from Loring. Snapchat, Chris was hated. Like I said, if you guys are enjoying the content, be sure to show your support by hitting that subscribe button down below and turn on the bells, guys, for notifications. We do Raw review on Monday, SmackDown live review on Tuesday, NXT review on Wednesdays, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel Road to Glory on Thursdays, and the Reality Podcast on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So be sure to check out the content that's coming up this weekend. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys maybe tomorrow for episode 5. Maybe episode 5 tomorrow. If I'm not recording it, then if not tomorrow, then I'll definitely see you guys on Friday for episode 49 of the Reality Podcast, where we go over a bunch of news and rumors right here on the channel. Till then, I am Chris. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, share the video all over social media. I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow for either episode 5 or Friday for episode 49 of the Reality Podcast. Till then, talk to you guys later.